Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. I hope that you're all doing well. This morning on Reddit, I saw a post asking a lot of new questions specifically for newer players inside of the game. What I want to do inside of today's video is answer a bunch of these questions, taking players through the game so that they can have a good understanding of how to get the most out of it. And I called to all of you veterans inside of the game to drop into the comments section below and share your experience as well to try and give some guidance to these new players to kind of help out the ecosystem of the game. And of course, we're also going to take a look at least one comment from yesterday's video. So let's start out with at least the first portion of the 5 sections of this question. This is a new player completely lost blasting though, and I think it's worth noting that a lot of players, they don't exactly know what to do when they start playing the game. There's a lot of things to do inside of Diablo Immortal, and sometimes players just are a bit lost. And that's why we're here. So he says, I was very skeptic about the game, as probably many have been, which is true. But now that I'm a new dad and literally have very little time to play a long day of my super dad cool baby duties, I've come around and tried Diablo Immortal, which is why so many of us have gotten into mobile gaming. I resonate so much with this person, and I'm sure many of you do as well. He said the game is fun and gives some resemblance of gaming or semblance of gaming, which I sorely miss. But to the point, I'm completely lost and I'm just doing some quests, some rifts on my Crusader, currently level 55. Okay, so we're looking at a very new player. Hasn't even hit Paragon yet. The guy maybe spent an hour inside of the game based off of the level that we're seeing right now. His first question, should I be focusing on the main story, the orange quest the most? Is the campaign long? Well, it's also worth noting that this player is at a very early stage of the game, an area that probably most of us haven't been at in a while. So first, to answer that question is yes, you want to finish the campaign. It takes you through all the different areas of the game. Honestly, it's something that I have not done myself in 3 years, is run through that campaign. Of course, having everything unlocked, I know what everything is all about. And I did run through the campaign 4 separate times through the alphas and betas, but it's been a while. And back when I started, it took hours. I want to say like 30 hours to complete the campaign, but nowadays it goes so much quicker. They've enhanced how that works. So I can't answer the question as to how long the campaign takes now because I haven't done it in its recent form. Maybe someone can in the comment section below, but I can say that focusing on those orange quests is very important. As you see over here on the side of the screen, this is something that's going to be pretty standard throughout the game. Things that you need to do are all going to be tracked over here. So eventually you'll unlock West March, you'll find this area where all your tasks are going to be given to you. You'll find the bounty board, which is, if we take a look, it's right, we'll claim that while we're here actually, I just hit the wrong button. The bounty board is right over here where you're going to be claiming a bunch of your tasks throughout the day. This is an area that you're going to get to know and love, and I actually want to show something to you. So right here on my YouTube channel is everything that I put out every day, but I have a specific section here. I have class-specific builds and guides, which has all of the different classes. And then I have a section for new player guides. These are all of the videos that I think are important for new players. And it's actually really funny. Because if we scroll down a little bit lower, this person, Mike Lore 1, actually, thank you so much, Mike Lore, he linked a video. I was curious as to what video it was that he linked, and it turns out it's actually one of my new player guides. So obviously Mike found that valuable, and hopefully other players can as well. Again, these are all just on the main page of my YouTube channel, taking you through all the day 1 guides, gem guides, daily grinds, even a walk around West March right here, so players that are new to it can actually understand where things are in the zone. But back to focus on that first question, you really want to take part in anything that's being offered to you on a daily basis. Bounties, events, things that are going on inside of the game. If you click on the triple over there, you'll notice that there's an event tab, and events come and go from the game. If you want to maximize your enjoyment and your grind inside of the game, participate in different events that are going on inside of the game because they are going to be able to be limited time and give you rewards for doing them and for completing them. Let me show you a few examples right now. Howler Hunt is one of the activities. It's probably not unlocked for brand new players, but it's one that's here for a limited time. As you can see, it's here until the 29th, and it's a Halloween themed event, one that I particularly don't like, but they offer some decent rewards for participating in it, and if it's something that you like, well, you can get some extra progress from doing this event. We also have the overflowing arsenal, where you do different tasks, simple things that you'd be doing inside of the game normally, and you get all of these different green item rewards and legendary pieces of gear. It's going to progress your account, especially in the early stages, as soon as this overflowing arsenal opens up to your access. Same thing for Moon Children's Ceremony, another event going on inside of the game. You do these different activities, these different things, and you get these rewards: gems, scrap, some really great gear chests, gold, aspirin keys. Some of these things you may not know what they are yet, but you will learn as you go. I understand that Diablo Immortal has a lot to it, and it can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but it's actually not that difficult, and as you go and learn and slowly make your way through the game, which I suggest you do, it'll all be fairly clear. The next question, number 2, is, does it matter if I complete the main story? I assume it unlocks more and more content. So in short, the main story is going to unlock all different zones inside of the game. The zones can be found on your map. If you click on your map and then you want to get a little bit higher up into the map, you click this button, that back button in the top corner, and it takes you to the full map of all the different areas. You've probably encountered some of these areas if you walked around the game and gone through the campaign, and then these become available for you to go and visit inside of each of those zones. I would recommend going through the campaign, and don't know if there's an option to not go through the campaign, actually. They also will offer you some nice rewards for completing that story. That being said, if you want to just skip through it really quickly and not listen to dialogue, which is my typical method, you could feel free to do that. And then comes question 3, which is the question everyone comes to, especially adults. Adults like this young dad that is now trying to find his new way into gaming. He says, number 3, if I were to spend money, let's say $60 down the line, is there anything that's really worth picking up? Now, it's worth you knowing that Diablo Immortal could be an endless spend sink. Players have spent up to $200,000 on one account inside of the game, which is insane and out of the norm, but it is possible to do so. So the $60 that you're considering to spend is not going to get you very far. But there is a great way to spend that money, and I actually do have a spending guide on the channel where I show you exactly what I spend things on every month. As you can see on the channel, I actually have one that I recently put out 11 days ago, what I actually spend in Diablo Immortal. I have the Ultimate Spending Guide, which is 2 years old, but still fairly relevant. And then there's another one where I spent $200 on these things, and well, you can see if they're worth buying them or not. If you just go onto the channel, type in spend, any of those will come up, or you can go into the search bar and type in Echo Gaming Diablo Spend, and these videos will come up for you to view. That being said, let's take a look at where the best value will be for your $60. And I'll summarize my spending videos really quickly to maybe even save you some time. I buy every month the Battle Pass, the Boon of, we'll claim that, my Boon of Plenty rewards actually, the Boon of Plenty, and every month and a half I buy Prodigy's Path. Prodigy's Path is a $20 pack. You get massive value, you get orbs, you get legendary pieces of gear, the green items, you get legendary crests. Great buy right here, in my opinion. Every 45 days, one of these comes out. And Prodigy's Path 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think, are always there. So this would be $80 worth to spend if you buy all of them, and then if you keep up with the other one. Boon of Plenty is really great, not only because of the rewards that it gives you, but it also gives you some services. So you get orbs, you get contracts, which they don't matter. Legendary crests, you get a few, and some gems. But you also get yourself inventory expansion for a larger inventory. That is as long as you keep the service up, and it's $10 a month. Remote access to the market, which is quite valuable, and additional trading spots, and you get stash expansion as well. I personally like this one. It is my second favorite service. Prodigy's Path is my third favorite, but my first favorite is the Battle Pass. This is where you're going to get that $60 worth of spend and get the most value. It's $5 a month. I do not pay for the larger Battle Pass, which is $15 a month. I buy the normal Battle Pass. Let me show you what's in it. We're actually about to complete this Battle Pass in a day and 17 hours. These are $5 per month, and they give you insane amounts of rewards in the form of Telluric Pearls, which can be used for gems, cosmetics, which are bound to your class, but they are cosmetics that you get unlocked. You have legendary crests, you have there's tons of things that you get from this. But the thing that most people will get it, and really the most value out of it that has nothing to do with power gain whatsoever, is the cosmetic that it unlocks. You get yourself a free cosmetic on whatever class you're playing on from using the battle pass. So for $5 you get the cosmetic, the weapon cosmetic, but it is bound to your class. So you're playing as a Crusader right now, it's going to be bound to the Crusader, and if you switch to, say, a wizard like me, the cosmetic will not be there. Either way, great value. You get more out of the battle pass, in my opinion, than anything else. Normal gems as well, which you will most likely learn are some of the most valuable things inside of the game. If you want to spend $60 in a year's time, buy the battle pass. If you want to spend $60 a month, buy the battle pass, Boon of Plenty, Prodigy's Path, and it'll leave you with approximately, you'll probably be left with 20, 35. You'll be left with about $25 in your pocket, which you can go get coffee every day of the week and have those 3 services. They are the best buy in the game. Number 4 was asking if there's any up-to-date guide out there, and I already showed you my YouTube channel, and the person down below here linked the video. That video is potentially, wow, did he just do that for 3 minutes ago? I must have really just caught this thread. Look at that. By the way, this is from Lore Geek over on Reddit. I have a bunch of guides in the channel. There's other content creators as well. I have not watched their guides because I don't watch new player guides myself anymore, but I know that mine give you a good breakdown, and I think that they're pretty straightforward and down to earth for the average player. Number 5, any other tips or tricks are appreciated. Not a complete noob. I've had hundreds of hours in D3 and D4, if that makes any difference here. Thank you in advance. I appreciate any and all responses. And I'll tell you, man, there are so many things, tips, tricks, guides, things you could do every day. It's literally a video in itself. I have them on my channel called the Daily Grind videos, telling you what I do every day. But everything inside of the game has a value for you. And let's just take a look at the account as well right here, right? You have your legendary pieces of gear. These are going to unlock to you over time. Legendary pieces of gear are going to give you really nice both combat rating, magical attributes. These are the things that you want to be focusing on, and your combat rating. Always, most of the time, you're going to value fortitude. This is the most valuable stat you can find. If you look at all my gear, every gear has fortitude as an attribute. You also notice that my gear is purple. I have awakened my gear. Awakening your gear is something that comes over time, and that happens when you put a gem inside that is, I believe, a rank 3 or higher, or rank 4 or higher. I don't recall if they lowered it. Let's just say for now a rank 4 or higher. You can then go to the jeweler, and if I show you right here, the jeweler is right over here. You can go to the jeweler and you can awaken it. You'll have to buy Adorning Echo with platinum, or with orbs if you want to. You can awaken your gear to get some additional stats that makes you strong. But don't forget about the normal gems inside of your green gear. Green gear also focusing on fortitude. These gems give you amazing stats. Don't sell them, save them, keep using them. Charms are some of the worst RNG inside of the game behind pets. Don't worry too much about your charms. And as far as PvP goes inside of the game, it is all about your resonance. I'm currently rocking all 5-star gems. You won't be doing that. I've been playing for 3 years and I'm a light spender. You won't be doing that until time goes on, until you get lucky and get a couple of drops. You get legendary gem drops from utilizing crests. Legendary crests that are bound to your account means you can't sell them. Unbound means you could sell them in the market, or you could even get some from rare crests if you're really lucky, but they'll only be 1-star gems. You'll start putting your favorite of gems in these slots and upgrading them. Don't worry, if you get as you can see right here, I have a 4 out of 5-star Blood-Soaked Jade gem. It's a very good gem, an S tier inside of the game, and I've ranked it up to rank 6, which takes freaking forever. Do not think you can get rank 10 legendary 5-star gems as a free-to-play player. It won't happen, most likely. My point here is, if I were to run an Elder Rift and a 5 out of 5-star Blood-Soaked Jade drops, don't worry. I don't have to dump this gem. All I do is I would go to the jeweler, I would add it to this gem, and this gem would right away be a 5 out of 5-star. So don't worry about gems. I mean, the best guidance is to do your daily activities, do your bounties, do the events inside of the game, and really get to know the game for what it is. Get yourself your gem drops for the day, your normal gems, because you're allotted a certain amount per day, and really just start to progress your account. But at the end of the day, what you're really trying to do is enjoy your stay inside of Diablo Immortal. That is the main thing. And of course, I promised that I would look at least one comment from yesterday's video, and this was from Snoopy, which is right along track of what we're talking about today. And he says, as a noob to Diablo Immortal, if someone is to buy into Diablo, what is in the player's best interest to purchase for a strong character build and story progression? Well, first of all, story progression, there's nothing that you could pay for to progress that. But as I've mentioned and kind of went through my buyer's guide earlier inside of this video, I think if we're looking for the one best value in the game, it's going to be the Battle Pass. Then it's going to be Boon of Plenty. Then it's going to be Prodigy's Path. I personally like getting all three of them. It approximately costs $35 a month. But even purchasing all of those, you are still going to be at a massive disadvantage to all of the big spenders inside of the game if you were to dive into PvP. What you can do from those services, and even from the Battle Pass itself, is you really can progress your account and your build and do well in Heliquary, do well in Rifts, do well in the game itself outside of PvP. And let's be honest, you could still have a great time in PvP, you just may not be the best. And that's the thing about Diablo Immortal. Don't feel like you need to spend money to enjoy the game, because you don't. Guys, I hope this was valuable. I tried to very simply and quickly break down everything. Of course, on the channel, I have more in-depth guides going through these things more individually. And honestly, I should probably do these types of videos more often, because we have new players coming to the game every single day. Kind of lost my voice there. And I played into it. Let me take a sip here. New players coming into the game every single day. I think as veteran players, what we need to really do is support these new players. They are the future of Diablo Immortal. As players get burned out and leave, new ones come in. We train them on how to do well inside of the game and to be their best player they can be. And then the game lives on, and it's healthy, and it does well, and we can continue to play Diablo Immortal for years to come. Guys, hope you have a great day. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.